Let's see the quick demo of Dockerize a Go application. So where we have that API which is built in Go application, and also we have that database and which is actually handled in this UI in a web browser for PHP myadmin. And this is that complete PHP myadmin login where I just see that all the data is managed over there, and this is our API. We just hit that data and get the data from there. Even if I want to get the data over there, so I can whatever the current data I can just get that using this endpoints which is exposed in our Go application. So if you want to add another data from here, so I can just add a new programming, right? So if I just add that, so now new request got created over here, new data got created, which we can just see in our database. Even this browser as well get request, even here also we can see that request. Yes, so see, new request got created over here. So yeah, this complete application actually we just build over here using Go application along with this Docker containerization, and yeah, simply everything will be handled over here. So let's moving to start implementation. So before we start that implementation, I especially recommend, so visit my channel which is .NET real world example, and in here I especially recommend like Go application, because if you start that Go application, definitely you have to require like how to start that Go application. And also you don't have any knowledge about the Docker, so you can just check that some Docker session over here which just explain how to start that Docker containerization and all. And apart from this, if you want to learn AI integration, any application front and back end as a full stack development, and if you want to learn game development or and mobile development, and also you can learn many things over here. So let's moving to start implementation. So first of all, what I'll do, simply I'll just create a new window of that VS code, and let me zoom it little bit over here, and let me open or just create a new folder where we just create this complete application. So yeah, go to that particular directory and create over here. So yeah, I just make it this name as a application name, Go app Docker. So yeah, let me select that. So now I have that empty directory over here, and in this empty directory what I can do, simply I have to create a Go application dependencies as a dependency file. So for that actually you have to require the uh, Go extension or go command. So for that actually you can just simply install that Go exe for that any platform like Linux, Mac OS or Windows. So yeah, as of now I am using Windows, so I have that version, like I have already installed. So see, now Go is installed and I can see that Go version which is still okay, it is available. So you don't have, so yeah, that's why I recommend go to install the first is Go from that official website, and that's it. Okay, so once you're done, now simply I have to use, let me little zoom it. Simply I can just go and then mod and init, right? And then whatever the dependencies folder, right? So as like our application name, I can just use same Go app and Docker. That's it. Okay, so now see, once you're done, now see Go modules got created, where we can see it is just dependencies file like this module name, whatever modules, and this is your version. That's it. Okay, and once you're done, now I have to just create that main file which is main.go file. So let me just create another file where application its main file will be over here, our there. So yeah, now this is main file, main.go. We just use the extension of the Go, and yeah, simply we can just use a one package over there, so which is that main package, which is that handle everything over there, like import and all, or function called and all. So yeah, simply I can just create or just first I'll just import a package. So yeah, this is my package, actually import that this package, and yeah, and simply I can just run on one main method. That's it. Okay, so now main method it call, and simply I can just print it over here. That's it. Okay, so if you run this application from directly over here, for example, let me try to go and run, and then you can just use main dot go. So once you run this application, you will get the same output whatever over here. See, look at that me, right? So yeah, I think this is fine, but yeah, we have to use this go application using our uh, Dockerize container, so that once we are run this application, so any application or any platform actually it should be supported. Okay, so that's why we will just build everything over here. So first phase, actually two phase we have to trying to work over here. First phase, actually we just simply create an image and we just run it as a container, and second phase, actually we will try to create this application, and also using this the database dependencies and all, and then also those API will be exposed which use that currently database and all. So yeah, complete application actually we will build along with their Docker containerization, along with their database dependencies and all. Okay, so yeah, first actually I'll just this application actually we will just run simple as a uh, Docker container. So first I'll just create a image. So for that create a image, actually I need to create a Docker file. So simply I can just create another file over here which is Docker. Now see, if it is Docker, and this Docker I need to create just use this dependencies like Golang dependencies first. So yeah, this is my Golang dependency and whatever that version. So yeah, make sure whatever version actually currently you just use. So I'll just use this version, my current machine. So yeah, same version I can just use it over here. That's it. Okay, and now second things, actually we have to define our work directory. So yeah, I'll just create a work directory over here. This like the main root file, and then here, and then third would be we have to copy that all the dependencies and all, so like this way. So yeah, here that this will be installed, right? And yeah, later on actually we will use this go some file, but as of now I'll just remove we just exclude that. And now we have to install all the dependencies and download. So yeah, I'll just download this. Let me zoom it. Okay, and yeah, so yeah, this is the go mode download command where we download everything. And once you download, now we have to just copy source code from that work directory. So for that, actually we just use this copy command and we just directory from here, and then finally we have to just build that. So for build, where actually you want to build, so I just build from this. Okay, and let me make it a space. Yeah, so I just want to build our Linux go build command, and then which actually you want. So I want to build actually our main file, right? So here I can just simply use dot main dot go file, or whatever actually you just prefer, directly like create a folder and inside that. So yeah, you can just utilize that. Okay, and then finally we have to run and compile binary in this container. So yeah, I'll just use this command docker gs pings. Yeah, so yeah, I think this is that straightforward Docker file. We are actually just create and dependencies and just run this as a image. Okay, so yeah, once I'm done, so I can just build this image. Okay, and make sure your Docker is installed. So yeah, my Docker also should be installed. And if you go to that image section, and yeah, so yeah, I'll just try to right now nothing over there. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll just create a one command where actually I just run this application and create this image. Okay, this whatever image. So for that I'll just use docker build, right, and then /t, and then whatever our application name, right? So I just my application name is go, then app, and then docker, right, and then slash dot. Okay, so yeah, it is just taking the root directory and using this docker file to build this image, and hit enter. And once you hit enter, now see it is just start to create a image over there. And yeah, all that step is running, and yeah, apparently we can see over there. So yeah, it will take some time, little time to once create a image. So yeah, let's wait to create a image. So yeah, I can see it's just completed. Okay, and that image name would be over here like go app docker. So if you go to here, I can see go app docker. This is that actually new image just got created right now, like 7 seconds ago. Okay, so here how we can run it, it's simple. Like if you go to that here and this run using directly desktop, Docker desktop, actually we can create a container run, or you can just using that command. But yeah, I'll show over here, like using here I'll just make it some name like our what actually we are trying to do. So we just trying to do go uh, Docker, or yeah, go Docker API, something like that, whatever container name you want. So yeah, I'll just create this. Once you create, done. Now see, this container is created over here. Yeah, this is your container is got created, right? And if you go to this, so yeah, as you see, logs look at me go, right? So which is have this application actually, which we just printed over here, right? So yeah, if you want to change, you can just change it. For example, I am go programming. Okay, now save it. Now just try to again build that image. Okay, once the image generated, now go here, and here what I'll do, I'll just simply delete this old container over here, and let me try to again thus create another container, right? So yeah, let me run, go here and go API and Docker. Yeah, so I think just whatever name, and once you now see, now it's got changed, right? So yeah, that means that whatever Docker file actually we just create at simple go application, actually it's working as expected. Now this is first phase is completed. Now second phase, actually we have to use this go application along with this database dependencies, right? So as like complete application, we require definitely go database dependency, and so everything we will run uh, on the database, and also that database actually dependent in our go application. Okay, so for that what I need to do, I have to just create Docker compose file where we just handle everything over there. So first I'll just create a compose file over here. So yeah, let me just create this file. Yeah, so make it this name, whatever name. Yeah, Docker compose YAML file, and yeah, nothing over there. So in here actually we have to create some section over here. So yeah, we need to create there's a 3 section, like first up database, and then admin section where just database actually we can see or manage as a browser, and also that app which is the dependent on that. So 3 section, right? So first let me just create a service over here. Yeah, this is my service, right? And in this service uh let me create some volumes over here first. So yeah, this is actually to use to complete application. So yeah, this is the volumes and also the networks. Okay, so yeah, I'll just make it a network which can share across this application. So yeah, whatever name actually you can just prefer. So yeah, as of now I'll just prefer go book API net. So yeah, you can just change it to whatever name you want. So yeah, just network is done. So yeah, I think then we are good, right? So the network and volume we set. Now we have to first actually we just create a database section. Okay, so yeah, let me just create a database section, and after that we will just change to name accordingly. Okay, so yeah, let me little small it over here. Okay, so yeah, basically you just use the database section, and image use that MySQL, this MySQL database, and these are that environment variables name we just set, like username and their database name, and also SQL user and all, right? So yeah, we just get it from this environment variable. So yeah, I think let me just create that file also so that we can env. Yeah, so this is environment variable where I can just keep all that informations, and yeah, as a secret. So whatever that your information and all, you can just keep it over here, which we can utilize over here, and ensure whatever name you can just here, that should be same match over here, these things. Okay, so yeah, this is done. Then also we set that some volumes over here which can persistence your data in the Docker. Like suppose you just removed you know uh, removed that container or image and also whatever that previously data actually we will just keep in persistence. Okay, and also ensure this is that port of MySQL. So yeah, I'll just make it a port, and this is that network actually we just create over here. So this network actually we will use that all that application like database and other Go application and all. And this is that simply health check. We just health check over here. So yeah, once your database section is done, now this database actually we have to run in our browser. Actually we require some admin panel for that, right? So that also I'll just create another section for this run this app. We don't require that internal or external SQL Server Management Studio or something like that, right? So client application also we can just manage using this ph as ph my admin. Okay, so this is that image name, and always reset, and port I just specify, and this is my the host name. I just set that database and dependence on this database, like which database app. And yeah, also I suggested just skip that network. Okay, so now our database section done. Now we have to this database actually dependent in our application. So now we'll just create our application section over here, app section. Okay, so now I just create a app section over here where actually this is database dependencies, and also check that service is healthy or not. And yeah, will this context which will run our docker file, right? And also we just create a container name. So yeah, we can just change this name something like that, or yeah, just rename. I think it's have that rename functionality. No, so yeah, let me just rename it like go, or yeah, I'll just keep it same name. I don't want to change. Yeah, so yeah, we can change it, but yeah, let me leave it now. Yeah, so yeah, that container name this and this, and also network, the same network, and the port I just specify, and this is that environment file which just I'll just put it over here. And yeah, environment host name also we just define at a database. Okay, this is perfect, right? So this is 3 section actually we just created, like app, this is app section, this is database, and this is admin section. Cool. So this is simple and clean Docker compose file, and once you save it, now this I can just run it, right? So yeah, let me run this. So how we can run? Simply I can just run this application now using the docker compose up command, or there's also a docker compose build section where we can just build it. So before build, actually what I'll do, I'll just simply remove everything. So that might be previously I just run some same name container and all. So yeah, I'll just something delete all other things. Yeah, so I just delete all the image and all also. So yeah, I think let me try to delete this one also. Okay, so now all that old image and containers got deleted, right? And now we will just try to check. Okay, just use this command, docker compose build. Okay, so yeah, we'll make sure, okay, so it is built properly or not. So yeah, it's just taking this docker file. Perfect. Now see, it's successful. Image go app docker app is built, that we can check it over here inside that image. Yeah, so this is image got created. Okay, so that is perfectly fine. If you want to create a container, so I can create a container, but yeah, I'll just use this command to run this automatically. Okay, so yeah, use this and then try to use up, and then we can use that build. Okay, and hit enter. So once we hit enter, parallelly we can check that container, it should be create automatically. See, now it's got created, and even I can see, yeah, so my database, and yeah, database got created and admin panel created. But here see, my API, whatever our Go application which is not running, right? So yeah, I know that problem, so that I'll tell you why it's not running. So see, there's some issue, right? So if you try to run this, so if it's forcefully run, now see, it is just taking actually, yeah, it is just running one once it's gone, right? But it is not running properly just because of we have not specified that listening point and all for this application. So for that, actually what I can do, simply I can just change little code over here for my main dot file. So go here. Okay, so here what I'll do, I'll just change some import import package over here, because http I record that http to listening, create a listening point over here. And yeah, let me just create a main method. Let me modify this main method over here. Now see, it's automatically just changed, but yeah, let me just change. Okay, so yeah, just simple, like I just use that http package and just use as a health endpoint, and it is just listening point over here. So once you're done, now our container will be run. Actually without listening point, actually it is unable to running our container. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, so now what I'll do again, just simply just compose and build again, and see this time once it's completed. Well, see, now it's completed over here, right? So once we complete it, I can see my app is running properly, right, inside this container. So yeah, let me check now. If I just run this, yeah, so listening point is 8080, which is healthy. And I also can see this all other container, for example this admin container, yeah, it is also running. And yeah, let me try to this guy to in our browser. So yeah, let me open this, and once you open, now I am able to see this guy. And yeah, how to connect, yeah, the host name would be our database, and username would be our this file information. Yeah, so username, db username is co-user. So let me add this guy, and that okay, so yeah, that password would be this. Okay, so let me add this password and login. Once you log in, now I am able to see this is my database actually, right? And in this database currently nothing actually. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much good over here, like our application is running, also database is there. So now we have to just create some tables and all, and then we can just start that. And if you want to create a new tables and all, actually you can just create it over here. So yeah, for example, just table name like test, and just create a 2 column, create that. Now see, the new table column created. Now name and for example varchar length something 20, and quantity something integer 5. And yeah, that pretty much good. And save it. So once you save it, now see, new table got created over here, this database. So but yeah, that we will try to do in our Go application. So yeah, while run our application, so whatever table we required, so we'll just create it, and also we just expose endpoint where actually we post and get the data. Okay, so now our database is running, everything is running, and application also running. Now we have to just modify over here our main.file. Okay, so here actually we just little modification over here to connect our database and expose endpoint, right, to get and post. So for that, actually first I need to required one uh, package which is required. So yeah, let me add that in our go.mode file. Yeah, this is that file. We just add that, and then go to that main file, and in here go to main file. In here we just slightly change this mechanism. So yeah, first let me remove here and just change to my dependency, like database dependency encoding, and yeah, these two things as well, yeah, operating system time, and this is that github.com for SQL driver. Okay, and yeah, then we have to just create our uh, table, right? So this is my table. Actually I just want to create a book table over here. So yeah, I'll just create this book tables, and then we just specify our database. So let me try to specify which database it is, the SQL database. And then we have to just initialize db function, create that initialize db function. So yeah, this is my initialize db function, which has that, this everything like whatever user and all, we just get it from there. And also check this, it is properly opened, and once you open it is just saying okay, just successfully it's open, right? And also we just set some time and all so that it will repeat it. And once you're done, now we just create these tables, okay, initial level. And yeah, that is done. Now once you're done, now we'll just create, get books, how we can get the data from that tables. So yeah, this is that one method, that get books. Actually we just query our select query to get the data, and we just return back to the data over here. That's it, right? And actually this will be used in our endpoint, so that's why just simply get the data over there. And similar, we just post the data. So before the post, actually we just create a function to create a book. So whatever that information we passed, we just insert into the table, right? And then we just successfully get the data, insert the data properly. And once you're done, now what I'll do, that in the main function we just initialize label. Actually we just try to set that initialize db, so that before we start, actually we just check okay, the properly connected or not, right? And once you connect it, that is fine. And then this is an h health point, I keep it at same, there's no change. But yeah, I'll just create endpoint where I just get that book data, right? So yeah, let me just create this endpoint over here. Yeah, so yeah, this is that endpoint actually, where we just handle both like get and post. So now see, if it is get, so I'll just use this get book method, which will just returning all the data of that from this query from this book. And yeah, another one also this post method. So yeah, I'll just post it also if it is just post, so if somebody post. And yeah, if nothing else, so yeah, method is not allowed. It just one method, we just handle this both get and post. Okay, so yeah, it's just pretty much good over here. And yeah, that pretty much good, right? So now definitely if I run this, so I'll just get some error. Okay, so yeah, let me show you what this error actually and how to fix that. So yeah, let me close that first. Okay, so now I close, everything is closed. Okay, and clear that. And also we'll just yeah, so let me just down this application. So docker compose up and down, there's a two command which we can just clean this container as well. So yeah, now see, container is gone. So once you're gone, now I'll just try to again run this application, okay, in this composer up, and see what happened. Definitely'll just get that error, that is just fail, just because of, see, there's a dependencies. Okay, so now this is the dependencies. And also if we just go to that main file, these are dependencies. Actually this dependency we have to resolve. So for that, actually we have to run one command actually, which is just manually. If you just want to fix that issue, actually you can just fix using this command like go mod and td. Actually this will be just create as a log file, as a dependencies log file, which we can download everything on this log file, and then it will run actually. So yeah, for that fix, actually we just want to permanent fix, not a temporary fix, in this itself in a docker file. So that whenever actually we're trying to build this application, so always we'll just create this that file, go some file, which will just all the dependencies required, so they will just store itself over here. So for that, actually we want to change over here little bit, like this app is fine, go mode is fine. And after that, this copy, actually copy should be first, uh then actually it's going to run. Yeah, so let me just copy first and then add this guy. Okay, so yeah, before copy, actually what I need to do, after that, actually we see this go mode download, right? So yeah, that command actually itself, I just want to run it over here, so that whatever dependency actually we have to run properly, as like we have not run them manually. So it will run and it will just solve that dependencies itself in this container, and then it will run it. Okay, so now let me try to run this again. Perfect, now see, this step is go step actually just cross, and also it's finding this modules, whatever modules they just download properly. and now they're just trying to create over here. So yeah, let me see over here. Once they just create it, and it will run it over here. Perfect. Now I am able to see all that application is running, and this is also it's running. So yeah, perfect. So all that application is running along with the database and all. So yeah, let me try to open this. Perfect. So also I want to see the database, it is properly successful and connected. And now I'll just try to actually uh, call this endpoints. So yeah, for that endpoint is just straightforward. So if I just open that postman, and it should be, yeah, get endpoint. So yeah, get endpoint would be that, what about that endpoint, actually 808 I just exposed API books. So if I just send this, so now see there is a no books actually available, right? That is fine actually, that we can ensure over here as well. So if I just go to here, okay, so now it's redirect. So yeah, let me logged in again, and go to this user db user, or yeah, db user name this, and database name would be this guy, and login. So yeah, once you log in, I can see this is my books table, right? So yeah, books table is there, but I don't think so any data is available there. Yeah, so there's a no data, that is fine. Also we can ensure here and go application. Yeah, there is a no data right now, empty data, that is fine. Now uh, we will try to create a new data over that endpoint. So yeah, I'll just create this endpoint for using Go programming with Karthik, right? And yeah, simply send this request. Perfect. Now see, one request got created with the Karthik, and if I want to ensure double check over here, so yeah, I can go back to here, go to this. Perfect. Now I'm able to see the new data is created over here with that whatever we just created, right? And same things we can check in this browser itself. So yeah, once you refresh, I can see the data. Even same things we can try to postman as well. So now the data is available. So yeah, that is how actually we can just build this complete application using Go application, using the Dockerize container. So all that, like backend, backend, front end, and everything actually we just build using the Go application. And yeah, I just commit this all the changes, right? And so that you can utilize. And yeah, let me know if any challenges on you face while building this application. So yeah, that's it for this session. Thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.